Yo, what's up? What's happening, my beautiful people? And welcome to another episode of the Chit Chats with Chaz podcast. You already know it's your girl, Chasney, aka Chaz, aka so much more 2CK on my Instagram. Now let's get to chatting. Now, y'all already know I like to start off the episode with, a little quote of the day to get us rolling, to get us into the mood of what we finna be talking about. You feel me? So, the quote of the day comes from Stephanie Lahart. Inspire, celebrate, and empower our Black males. Support them in becoming confident, intelligent, strong, capable, and powerful Black men, teens, and boys. There's great power in Black male positivity. Okay, I heard that, girl. Yes. All right. So I thought it was important for me to not only have an episode about this, but to also create a safe space for Black men. My Black men, my Black menses, especially, you feel me, my Black unicorn that's coming to me. Maybe he's in a hurry. I don't know, y'all, but I love my Black men. I love y'all. I really do. I truly do. And it just seems like lately, we got all of the podcasts, the relationships, and all of that type of stuff, and all those discussions. And I kind of feel like a lot of things are creating more division, and there's more division happening than us coming together and just having an understanding and having compassion for one another. So I just want to know, in the midst of all this, brothers, are y'all all right? Are y'all okay? Like, I need to know. I want to know, and I want to make sure y'all is good. You feel me? So today, I wanted to check in with my own brother of sorts. You know what I'm saying? That I think shares the same, compassion and understanding, and can give us some great insight. So without further ado, I want to welcome my bruh Drakkar to the podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me, love. Thank you for having me. It's at Car Noir. If y'all looking for me, you feel me on Instagram, and I also got my own podcast coming out shortly. So, thank you for having me, Chaz. I appreciate the honor of being on and speaking this space, and I definitely agree with you on the it's too divisive with the male versus female, especially in the Black
Mm-hmm.
community. It's too many. The conversation is not being narrated in the right way. You feel me? I think
Correct.
we couldn't have these conversations, but we need to have conversations, and it don't need to be so much divisive. It can be more like some of these conversations need to be more private first, and
Mm-hmm.
then public display. I think some of these people, or a lot of these podcasters and content creators, are just trying to create stuff for the views, which I understand that as a content creator, but at the same time, for the culture, it's not really doing us no justice.
Exactly. And that's exactly how I feel as well. And that's why, like, when I was thinking of just this episode in general and like who to kind of like bring on, I was just thinking like, cause nigga, we didn't grew up together basically.
Yeah,
Like nigga, this go way back, like
yeah,
Longfellow Middle School. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've really been able to so we've been able to see each other grow up, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And you
yeah,
are a
most
person
definitely.
that I definitely consider like a brother, you know what I'm saying, in my circle, and who I have seen, transform before
Yeah,
my very eyes. Nigga,
yeah, that's for
this is
sure.
not the Drake Card that walked off on us and walked to Sandra house from West
like,
Oakland that
like I
night.
gotta go. Yeah, fuck all that. Nah, I have definitely grown, matured. I became a father and all this shit. Now you feel me? So definitely have matured. But yeah,
Yes.
that come with the territory though. Like that's when you talk about safe spaces and stuff like that. And for me, I will say I was privileged to have that within my friend circle.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we at a like some of my core friends. We when we were really young, we kind of butt heads a lot, but it brought us together really quick and for us to build and bond together, and we were able to be privileged to come together and be like, man, I'm dealing with this. I got this going on, and we
Mm-hmm.
were really tight knit and get to know each other. Growing up, you think everybody have that. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I thought
Right, right.
I thought everybody had that. Knowing that like as a black male, we usually don't have those spaces. Like I didn't have that for too much to say. I wouldn't say that I had that too much at home. So
Mm-hmm.
it was important for me to bond with my friends at a certain age because we didn't have that same. I don't want to put everybody business out there, but we felt like at a certain point we was growing up, and our the connection wasn't there with our parents or who we were
Mm-hmm.
staying with. So like we needed that other space to be, that other safe space, and we just luckily, and I mean, shit, I guess to us pushing the issue, we found that within ourselves for a while. We were able to grow up and be young men to be younger. From younger men, from boys, I should say, from
Mm-hmm.
boys to young men to men, we were able to, cultivate and have a safe space like that. So it was
Perfect.
just really
Yeah.
a blessing, and and I would say lucky too, because not everybody had that.
Right, yeah, and definitely you feel me, as you grow up, you start to experience the world and go different places and just see different things. You do
Yeah,
become privy that not everybody has that.
right,
But
right.
yeah, so I wanted to just kind of ask, you feel me, just as far as just our black men out here and you individually, how would you describe your experience as a black man in America?
It's that is I feel like honestly at any if you would have asked me this question 10 years ago, you would have got a different answer. And I
Mm,
think even probably even in 6 months, it might even change, to be honest with you.
right.
And that's kind of a test to what it is to be a black man. It's always changing. It's constantly challenging, and the challenges change, I should say.
Yeah.
Um, I could speak to a lot of lights of it, but I'm being careful because I don't want to paint any other I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to feel like like blaming nobody else or pointing a finger
Yeah.
at nobody else for anything else. But I think life is challenging for anybody who walk or live on this earth. You feel me? But definitely for as a black man, for me, I see my challenges. I would say like in particular, something I was talking about with my lady. Work is challenging. There's still like a glass ceiling that I could see at work, and
Mm,
it's a constant struggle just in that sense. Like, all right, I know I need to make the income. Do I stay here? Do I try to go find somewhere else? Knowing that there's always, not always, but there's potentially another glass ceiling that I might run into. The
mm-hmm.
grass isn't always green on the other side. You gotta water it. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it better.
Yeah.
You never just gonna jump ship into a better situation. So, that's part of it. There's several aspects to being a black man that I don't think we would have enough time to just go over and just in one conversation. It's
Right.
challenging, but it does have its benefits. I do love the skin I'm in, and for me having having a black son, looking at him, the more that I love myself, the more I can love him and show him he can love himself, and
Mm,
just from being black, like black is beautiful, and you heard that, and I feel like I'm living that as a real experience too.
right, for sure. I love to hear that for y'all. Just and so because yeah, I know it would be like a whole big episode to just try and like cover everything.
Right.
But and give me just maybe like 3 points of why you think it's so hard to be a black man, like in America now.
Well, so everybody likes to use the measuring stick of Barack Obama. Like, we got a black president, right? So that means that life for a black man has had to be better, and that's not true. We still what like 60, 70 years ago from segregation. Like the effects are still there. The
Or
Jim Crow effects are still there. The slavery effects are still there. There's still a constant. Like you started the podcast talking about how there are other podcasts putting black men against black women, and that's not accidental. As a black man, one of the things we're dealing with is the effects of segregation. I mean the effects of slavery and segregation and the Jim Crow laws are still in place now. So that's definitely one thing. Ultimately, is the the umbrella of everything, and everything falls under there from under there.
Yeah.
I, there's a challenge with the black community in our masculinity, honestly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody wants to admit that too. Nobody wants to talk about it. As a as a man who's a masculine presented man, no one wants to put their masculinity on the line. No one wants to have it questioned ever.
Yeah.
We struggle with pride, and we struggle with ego, and I'm a victim of that myself. I'm not gonna sit there and point the finger at nobody else. There's
Mm.
times I'm too prideful and I have too much ego, and it comes down to my masculinity, and it's still trying to, like, even as a 30-plus-year-old man, figuring out what it is to be a masculine man and not masculine, and those, I
Yeah.
think,
Have that balance.
right. And honestly, I've learned that I have like, I used to be like, no, somebody would be like, oh, that's feminine. I would have wanted to fight you for that. Like, no,
Like,
I don't have that. I don't have those qualities.
of course.
But learning now, understanding, I understand what my feminine qualities are and how I like certain things. Like, okay, yeah, I get that. All right, bam, I understand more. And so that's a challenge. Is that's a challenge in itself. Is understanding the balance between your masculine energy, your feminine energy, understanding that they're both present. But because some guys gonna hear this and be like, I ain't no female. It's like, bro, I didn't say that.
Right.
You're not listening.
You hearing me talk, but you not listening to
Right.
what I'm saying.
And then another thing I would say is, honestly, it's a financial aspect. That's something we challenge with.
Hmm.
You look around in the Bay Area in Oakland, you see the car bippings, you see people breaking into stuff, and you wondering like why. And as a man who worked 40+ hours a week
Yeah.
and still living, trying to make it, like still struggling at times, you understand why. Like, I understand why. I grew up in the hood, so I understand why people gonna take to the streets. And
Yeah.
I can't, it's not necessarily the best idea. It's not the best solution, but because if you imagine going telling a kid, hey, you can go work for 40 hours and still be broke after paying all your bills,
That,
and you
that
won't be able to
that
do
part.
nothing, they gonna look at you like, what?
That
Some of these, and I don't say kid because I don't know how old they are. They could be, you feel me? I imagine that they probably most likely kids. Some of these kids out there going and making more money than I am in a day, and they like, bro, what are you talking about? Go do
right.
what? So you find that as a challenge in, like, just trying to manage finance and make the right amount of money. Living in Bay Area is expensive as fuck.
As fuck.
If anybody know, you can go look. Like, it ain't cheap, and we ain't getting our bang for our bucks like that. It's
Not at all.
yeah, like you gotta you
Oh,
not at all, like not at all. The space is limited. It's small. It's regulated. You don't get to do what you want, and you paying the high to barely even be there. So you gotta have some type of hustle out here.
yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, the Bay Area living, like, whether you a man or a woman, the Bay Area
Either
living
gender is
is
hard.
crazy. Whether you got kids and a family or you were a single person, like, it don't fucking matter.
It don't discriminate. It costs to live
It
out
don't
here.
discriminate at all.
I
Like,
w- where I work, you feel me? I work in Fremont, and where I work at is people travel from Modesto, Fresno,
yeah,
past Sacramento, because I got a decent, pretty cool job, whatever. Um, but people travel that far for the wages, and they go 3 4 hours away just so they just so they can live. And
yeah,
I understand it, but it's just another trade off that you're gonna have to do. You're gonna either be living in your car, or it's just one of those things.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the Bay, y'all got to get it together on that because I'm tired.
Right. The opportunities is not here like they want to proclaim either too. And that's another thing. It's not really, it's not a lot of opportunities the world think it is in the Bay Area. It's not.
And they closing hella shit down anyway. So,
Every day, the whole downtown San Francisco is gone. Like, those are jobs that
man,
people used to work and retire from. So
staples.
stable jobs. So Where we come, and we seen it growing up in Berkeley, seeing everything, nothing, no business lasts for more than 5 years. Literally, be there, grand opening, grand closing, 4 years later.
That shit is crazy. And it don't even look well. It kind of looked the same, but it's so much different shit up there in Berkeley where we was growing up from Berkeley High all the way
Yeah,
down to Ashby and and San Pablo. Like shit is different.
shit's totally different. And so,
Yeah,
that's the challenge out there. That's the challenge out here. The opportunities are not out here as much as people would like to think that they are, and everything costs. So we tripling over our feet trying to stand up.
right. And that shit is hard. Okay, well, kind of dipping back to where you were kind of starting, you kind of already said that you like did end up having a safe space because the question
Hmm.
was, have you ever felt like you've had a safe space, and clearly you did with your friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So just kind of elaborate on that.
Well, I was saying for me, I did. I feel like we did like at a period of time where it was crucial for us in transitioning from young men, from boys, young men to becoming men. We were able to kind of lean on each other and like kind of counsel each other, counsel kind of, hey, that ain't the right thing, bro. Maybe you should try this. Like I'm privileged to say that I was able, and also I give myself credit. I'm going to give myself credit on some real shit that I picked the right group of friends to be my core friends and really count on and trust their opinion. Like I feel like I knew a lot of people. Going to Berkeley High is 4,000 people. You gonna know a lot of people.
Yeah,
You got to make the right selection because I've seen friend groups turn sour in all type of situations where I don't know how safe they felt with each other, but I've seen them go real sour. And I know us, we just kind of grew up and all of us end up having our own lives, so we still communicate, but ain't no hard foul, no hard feelings, or nothing like that.
hmm
But in that safe space, like I said, like there was times like we were all going through stuff separately with our home life, and we were able to relate to each other and just able to be able to be there for each other. And we might not have had the right answers, but it felt in some moments it felt good just to know somebody like, look, bro, I don't even know what to do, but shit, I'm gonna go through it with you if I can.
yeah,
So that's like looking back at it, that's how I know it was a safe space for me. Um, I know that a lot of people didn't have that because, like I said, growing up with a lot of people, I realized that I was a safe space for a lot of people also. Like a lot of people who I didn't think was like my close friend like that.
yeah,
They found some comfort in me and being like, man, bro, I see you go through this because a lot of people see me go through shit and just I don't know, they just gravitated to me in that kind of way. So I've learned through like experience and others and stuff like that, that not everybody felt like they had that space with their communities, with their friends and stuff like that. So
yeah. It was a blessing to be able to have
yeah.
for sure.
A lot of also you got to cultivate that too. A lot of people who don't have it, you got to look in the mirror and point the finger at yourself too. You got to cultivate it. Not everybody gonna be with it, but are you seeking it? Are you
Mm,
providing that space at least to others? Are you being true to your word? Are you holding your friends accountable? Are you
yeah,
making sure they seeing their goals? There's things that come with it. It's not something that is given to you. And that's the thing. A lot of us a lot of us have an entitlement too much, and then it don't come that way with nothing. Nothing is just given to you. A lot of times you got to go work for it. You got to go build it. You got to go put it together. So
facts. That's facts. Yeah. And one thing that like when I was thinking about just like episodes and stuff in general and kind of came up with this because I remember when and
excuse me.
I kinda just kind of like brought it up recently. But when Nia Long and Jeezy had they interview or whatever, and so it was just to me like what I kind of took from it. Like I was really looking at like people comments and like what other people was saying because
Yeah,
other people was just like, oh, like I don't think he's being genuine. Oh, he just trying to fuck me along. Oh, he just trying to, you feel me, do this shit for his book and whoopty whoop 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 and all this other shit, right? And it's like, you feel me, nigga? I don't know the nigga personally, so I don't know
Right,
the intent. You know what I'm saying, behind what was going on. But what I do see is that he's still like making the point that like, nigga, it's not really a safe space like that for black men, because when you, because let's say, you know, devil's advocate, whatever, all the shit aside, let's say this nigga is being genuine and
right.
really telling his truth and really like expressing how he feel and all this other shit, and now you got these thousands and millions of people talking about, oh, that's fake and that's this and that's that. Like, damn, well, shit, nigga, if I be real, niggas want to say it's fake, niggas want to
Yeah.
say it's disingenuine. Like, how do I express myself then?
Well, and that's, I mean, so there's several levels to that. As a I gotta go back in. I can't say if he's genuine or not. Honestly, I mean, I do feel a particular way about Hollywood in itself.
Right.
Um, I'm just going to say that, like, it's Hollywood, so you never know what's real, what's not.
Right.
But
And that's
but
exactly why I said that. But it was still, you feel me, picking that out of, nigga, okay, you feel me, even though we got our feeling about, you feel me, this shit
right.
could not be. But the fact is that if it was genuine and true, y'all niggas just ate him up and spit
I'm
him
gonna go ahead and say this on the record because I always wanted to be when I'm pro black. I'm for all black people. So like I try to reserve my negativity comments out loud. Sometimes I do. I'm not perfect, but I'm always just believe that he was being genuine until I know otherwise.
right.
Um, but like I said, there's the levels to that. Is the fact that he is a superstar, known by thousands of people. So that right there is what he got to know, that like those comments ain't, the internet ain't a safe space. It's
Right.
never been a safe space.
Facts.
Um,
Number one.
and number one, it's just never been a safe space. They always, people go in there, hurt people go in there to hurt people, and that's what it is. Like you ain't you. I mean, for the most part, a lot of people go in there to do damage and to get seen and get recognition. The reason that people leaving those comments don't be genuine all the time. So we don't even. So that's crazy that somebody would say that he's been disingenuous. You left that comment to be known. You didn't say that, but nevertheless though. He's on a bigger platform. Him and her on a big platform. If he was looking for a I just don't think he's looking for a safe space
Mm-hmm.
on those comments. But I do feel and agree with him as a black male that vulnerability is not something that we are allowed to be, and we're not good at it also. So the moment in our most vulnerable moments, we're attacked.
Mm.
And I feel like the bigger your platform you are, the more attack you might receive. But also, I don't think that there's not people who don't give the love too. So I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta be able to have your blockers up and your vision up to know where it mattered and where it come from. Now, like you said, we don't know him, and if he look in those comments, he can't be affected by that. But the people he know, his inner circle, now that's, I don't know who's sitting there telling him like, yeah, I believe you, or hey, but that was full of shit. It's hard to say.
Yeah. But my whole thing was just like, you feel me, because like, all right, let's, you feel me, subtract, they platforms and stuff. Like, there's just plenty of, men out there who, yeah, like you said, like, choose to, you feel me, be vulnerable at times, or, want to express themselves, and somebody, you feel me, is shit, you feel me,
Gonna
telling them they
chop
be,
their head off, or
or you feel me,
yeah.
telling them they lying, or you feel me, like, it's like, damn, how do
I
I
mean,
express
what I
myself?
mean, the classic depiction of any a black man is like the big black man is barbaric, and he's like, like savagery. Like we never get the persona of being soft or cautious or tender, or those words don't get thrown around when you think about a
Right.
black man.
That's fact.
So the bigger he has a platform, the bigger people think that the bigger he is as a person, the bigger his feelings must be, the more stronger he must be, the more vicious he must be. Why would I have to show him love? Why would I have to be tender to him? And that's kind of the reputation that we all receive, whether you a superstar or you just the mailman, or you feel me, you just starting up in the company. Like that's the persona all the time. I get that persona. I've struggled with that persona in every space that I dealt with that wasn't a black space
Mm.
in real life. Like in real life, and when I walk into other black spaces, I don't. I'm 6 feet, 200 pounds. I'm regular, nothing. But when I walk into non-predominantly black spaces, I'm the big black guy. Even if I'm not the big black guy, like I've been in places where I'm average height, average weight, and I still can feel like, hey, nah, you gotta watch him. He gonna do some damage in class. I gotta at SF State. I'm finna do some damage, like for real. I couldn't get my education like everybody else, but you feel me? That's the persona, and yeah, it's
Crazy.
it. I don't know. I don't see it changing no time soon.
That is so unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
I mean, it has to. I mean, honestly, in this, it changed with honestly, it changed. It changed with you first, with
Facts.
black women. I mean, the perception, like, and I'm not saying that you guys perceive us that way, but the more that black women love us out loud, and y'all do, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that y'all don't, but the more that black women love us out loud, the more that black women give us the platform and the space to be safe, to be vulnerable, to be tender. The more that y'all allow us to do that, the more that we can do that, the more that we can step into those spaces, the more that we'll force the world to see us more than just what they see us as or what they perceive us to be.
Yeah. And because with that, being a black woman who has experienced some things, like, not to say, like, you feel me, like, people, like, shouldn't create safe spaces. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying complete opposite. But I think sometimes you do have to have discernment, you know what I'm saying, about who you are creating a safe space for,
Right,
so
for
that
sure.
you do not yourself get hurt in the process, you know what I'm saying, creating a safe space for somebody that's creating hell in your space,
Right.
you
Don't let
know.
nobody come and burn your house down.
Right, facts, facts.
I'm with that for sure. Like like you have to, yes, you got to be able to protect yourself at all costs, and that goes for anybody. So I don't agree with allowing someone to come in and just abuse you. Um, I wouldn't think that. I would never agree to allowing anybody to be any situation like that. So yeah, I do agree with you wholeheartedly. For black women, you guys definitely need to make sure you guys are protected and make sure before you allow somebody to just come into your space, and you can't create a space for somebody who's gonna mess up your space. Number one, that's for anybody. So I agree with you.
Actual and factual. So that brings me to my next question, because I had to go ahead and I had to throw my girl in here for sure, for sure.
Mm.
So how do you feel like your relationship has contributed to you finding a safe space or having a safe space with your lady?
So I would have to answer that just like I had to, like what I did with my friends. We had to cultivate that and create that, and it's still something that we're creating, and like we create spaces for both of each other.
Mm.
We if things change always, and we started off dating just me and her, and now we have a child, so we're a family now, so we had to learn to create spaces for each other in order to have that. So yeah, I would say that the relationship has it just taught me a different perspective on things. I'm learning more of a woman's perspective on how to create a safe space for a woman that I
Mm.
may have not learned knew how to do beforehand.
I love it because I love Sophie. I love her. She's awesome, and
Yeah,
I
I know.
like. No, no, no.
No, I
I
love her.
she
I'm not downplaying nothing. I ain't gonna. I love my.
you can't. I
Yeah,
won't let you. No,
yeah,
it's a no. That's my girl. But yeah, like, and again, just, what I'm saying, being there and being somebody that like grew up with you and like to see you, yeah, like have cultivate this family and everything now is like really awesome to see, like to see that bloom and to see you guys be together. I love it.
Well, I mean, it's always it's definitely like I said, challenges, it's ups and downs, it's
Hmm.
stale spaces, it's our we're progressing now, and and to the naked eye, it looked like we're just moving one way. And it's like that's not reality. But we are
Right.
definitely progressing in life. Cultivating safe spaces for each other and stuff like that. I encourage anybody in a relationship to take time to learn a person daily. I'm that's something that I learn new. I learn new, like I don't care how long y'all been together. Kind of learn your person daily, or every so often you got to relearn them again.
And what are some like examples of that?
Asking questions. Honestly, it's having conversations, and because if you don't, your thoughts will take over. And some things, sometimes some things can't just go into auto drive. All right, boom, I know this about there. But something I think it's good to just check in and double and just make sure and just that's how you create the safe space. Kind of ask questions and allow them to know, like, hey, you could tell me, let me know if you this happened, and just kind of have a kind of simple conversations and quality time type things, basically.
Okay. Okay, yeah, learn that love language because
Yeah.
quality time is one of them. That's my love language with everybody. Like if I don't care. We could sit there just watching TV, like eating and shit, whatever. Like just as long as we like there together, like I'm good.
See
Like
that
I'm.
that's important. See, that's what I'm saying. That's important though. Like everybody, quality time look different, and
Hmm.
knowing that you and your person is two different or have two different representations of what that look like is. And sometimes it changes depending on what's going on and what y'all
Right.
doing in life. New careers, new adventures, new child.
All that shit.
That's why I say every so often you should kind of just do a little check in.
Yeah. We'll check in, see what's popping, what's new, because you might discover something that you thought you knew, but it's the opposite,
Yeah,
or just something new in general that you never knew.
yeah, for real.
Okay. Well, what advice do you have for other black men for finding and or cultivating a safe space for themselves? Like, you feel me? Like we said, sometimes there are people who, you feel me, don't have the friends or the family or any type of support. You know what I'm saying? So what advice would you give somebody that needs to find a safe space for themselves?
The first step is and I know this gonna sound kind of counterproductive, but you gotta create the space and be the space. You can't want to just dump your traumas on someone else without being able to receive someone else's trauma. Um, Ideally, you look to people that you have similarities or likings or things that you do. Um, like, but it's got to be genuine. You can't. I don't know. Like, I've learned, but I learned about myself that I'm very socially skilled, but I'm not socially driven. What that means is like I might seem antisocial,
Mm-hmm.
and I can be, but but like if somebody came up to me and spoke, I would speak to them, and I'm a good person. I'm not necessarily nice. I won't go out my way to make sure to help you. But if you ask for help, I'm the type of person that would help you. And I learned that about myself. So like you got, hmm?
I said I am very similar in that
Yeah,
way.
I will help you, and like I'm that's not the person that's gonna go out my way to help you. I might be like, huh. Hell, that's fucked up. Look like they need help. I might think it. It might not move as fuck. But if you're trying to find a safe space, you got to put yourself in you got to create one for your, create one and be a safe space. So give that opportunity for someone else to come in if they need to come and be like vulnerable with you. I
Mm-hmm.
would try therapy. A group, there's you be surprised. There's a lot of therapies that's actually more affordable than you know.
Yeah,
Look
fact.
into group therapy. Start a podcast. Talk to find you gotta essentially you gotta find somebody who can be friends or you can be associates with in some type of capacity. Build on that. Build a safe space in there, and then I think that's how you gotta cultivate it. You can't just you know, you can. I mean, you could also. I never. I don't think I would try it, but maybe you could try posting on online. Like, hey, anybody want a safe space? You'd be surprised though. I wouldn't. And I'm not trying to sound discrediting to anything like that.
Yeah,
But you never know who may want to be in a safe space or who may be looking for someone to be in a safe space with. That's why I go back to step one of you being able to have that capacity to be a safe space with someone else.
yeah. Like what we're doing here, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, the podcast is going, be
Right.
heard by other people, and that, may end up creating a community of like-minded, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
individuals. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That
it
is because that was my goal. That's and not trying to no promo or nothing like that, but literally that's my goal with my podcast essentially is to
mm-hmm,
create spaces within our communities for people to feel comfortable to join and build up. So, honestly, you gotta be out there trying to create a space. And then I think your community will find you and then you should be able to cultivate it from there.
for
I
sure.
I want to shout out like the Black Neighborhood group. I love them. I ain't gonna lie. I
For
love
sure. Yes.
they doing their thing. They've been doing their thing for a good. I want to say 5+ years.
Yeah.
They are like a very I love that they stepping in a positive light and that they really doing it and they getting bigger and bigger. And I'm trying to work on my work schedule so I can come on them hikes with them. But I don't. I don't really know nobody personally in a group like that. I know, yeah, I
See,
don't really know about person, huh?
my my partner Christina twin.
Yeah.
uh,
Well, I didn't know well, yeah,
Well,
I take that back. I take
she
that back.
be
Yeah.
yeah, she be going to the hike. She be in all
Yeah.
that.
I be seeing her going to the hiking shit like
She
that.
promote them. She promote them like for real. Like she
That
really
is, if you
like
in the
and it.
Bay Area and you looking for a community, I would start find a Instagram, find
Yeah,
a page, and start with them because I think they do great work, and there's somebody that I would think would help you in the right, like just help you be able to find and be in that space. Um,
yep. Nigga,
we
Ray is in there. Like you do know
Center,
people.
oh, Center is in there. I take that back. I do know
Yes.
people in there. I do. I guess I'm sorry, it slipped my mind. I take that back. But like, nevertheless, though, I just want to shout that group out because I
Yeah,
appreciate what they do.
for
Well, I
sure.
mean, they like a Richmond. I mean, politics and stuff like that. They like a Richmond-based group that kind of spread to Oakland. I appreciate what they doing. I love what they doing, and I think that we should. I hope they grow more. I hope somebody copycat them and it become more of a thing because
Right.
what they doing is I see that they in LA as well. They in LA, they was in LA as well. So but yeah, if anybody looking to find the space, you gotta find this to find the space. You gotta cultivate the space, be the space, and then you just gotta go network. Honestly,
For real, for real. Yeah, shout out Black Neighborhood. Definitely go check them out if you looking to cultivate some space, you know what I'm saying, with some like-minded individuals. They be doing all types of activities, hikes,
yeah,
all the entrepreneurship type things. You feel me? If you got a business or something, you can just let them know. Lots of networking opportunities. So definitely check them out. So before we get on out of here, what I like to do when I have guests, I like to play a little game. So what I came up with for us today is called My Brother's Keeper. If y'all don't know the reference, go check out New Jack City. But so I'm gonna ask you three scenario questions, and so you'll answer, whether you're your brother's keeper in that scenario. And just to let people know, like I think these questions you can kind of be your brother's keeper in any scenario, but we just put it out there to get a little deep. Anyway, question number one. So if your brother confesses to you that he has cheated on his partner, Are you gonna be your brother's keeper and support to keep it a secret, or encourage him to come clean?
Mm. If I, if he come so I'm gonna go ahead and hang my hats on the words that you're using. If he come confessing to me, confessing is different than him telling me. If he confess, then I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm not the one you need to be confessing to. You feel me?
And that's
Don't
real.
don't
That's
come
real.
that. So you feel me? If it's any other way, then I'm on my brother's keeper. But if you come confessing, my brother, you need to go confess somewhere else, brother.
Clearly, you need to get it off your conscience, brother, and you need to tell
Yeah,
you really need
yeah.
to tell, brother.
Yeah, because it's gonna eat you up. Don't. Yeah, we.
You
Hey,
know,
listen. Me and my. I ain't gonna lie. If you, I'm not. We gonna make fun of you. If you, I'm gonna make fun of you. So then you gonna end up having to go. You feel me? Like, bro, why you can't come to me, lover boy? I don't know what to tell you.
lover boy. I cannot. But yeah, and that's why I said you feel me, you could really be your brother's keeper in any of these scenarios, kind of, because you feel me, accountability. You know what I'm saying? Keeping it real, you know. So question number two. If your brother wants to lend a significant amount of money to a friend who has a history unbeknownst to them, this history is unbeknownst to them now, but the person has a history of not repaying debts, would you support or advise against it?
If I know, I'm like, look, bro, you want to be charity or you how you want to go about it? Because I'm gonna kick them the real. Like, look, bro, I wouldn't do it if you want your money back. Then I wouldn't do it. If you don't care about getting your money back, then go ahead.
Yeah, do what you do, brother. But definitely be smart, brother. That's what
I'm saying, man, keep your coin, brother, if you want to keep your coin.
but I ain't gonna cap. Like, if you got some receipts, you gonna give them the receipts.
If I know, like, hey, folks don't be paying back nothing, I'm like, I wouldn't do it, bro.
Okay.
Straight like that. And my brother just would have to take my brother because I don't call everybody my brother. Like, and that's the thing. You hear people say that shit. I'm like, bro, but not my brother. My
Mm-hmm.
brother gotta listen to me. Like, hey, bro, I wouldn't do it. It ain't even gotta be too much said after that. Anything else is on him.
Right. All right. All right. Last question. It's gonna get a little deep. So, if your brother confessed to you that he was molested as a child and he wanted to seek revenge on the person that did that, would you support their decision or try to talk them out of it?
I'm my brother's keeper.
What does that mean?
Hey, listen, I ride minds right or wrong, so shit, man. And this slight disclaimer, I guess we didn't tell everybody. I'm from an ignorant background. My people is ignorant, so listen.
I'm from it.
Whew, we gon' Hey, listen, bro. I don't care what kind of a paper cut. We gonna ride the fuck out. Period. And then we gonna deal with that later.
Well, there you have it. Say that I'm a ride for my motherfucking day.
You better not throw sand in my brother eye. I don't give a fuck. We want all that back.
Oh well, my advice would be a little different, but that's here nor there at this point. This is
I
about
mean,
y'all.
cause listen, everything that he can go do, he still can go do afterwards. We can go to therapy. We can go talk it out. We can go cry it out, hug and feel bad and shit like that. And we can go public and tell blood and make him ashamed of himself. Like, hey, you should be ashamed of yourself. You did this back in the day. We can still do all that after me and my brother. You feel me? Go handle our business.
Well, there we have it. There we have it.
I'm
He is
just
his
saying.
brother keeper.
Hey, man, I love my sister too.
Period.
So
So,
I
in,
mean,
in case anybody,
yeah, it's
you feel
ambidextrous or any gender can get it. I don't really give a fuck.
you
But,
feel me? And just to put it out there, I got a couple of them like that. It ain't
I'm
my
just saying.
brother to get in. My other side a little. You know what I'm saying? I'm 1 of 10, and
You
most I
see, yeah, yeah, yeah.
girl.
I know
So
that. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So,
The
period.
black community, the black community is colorful. I should say that colorful. There's a spectrum.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the
no,
problem is they want to put us in a box as one or two. It's like nah. It's like we got a lot,
it's
and we
a
come
whole
in
lot.
various. Yeah, I got a
And
college degree, and I'm still a nigga proud of it. Like you feel me? Like that's just how it is around here.
that's how it is around here, bruh. Like, to keep it real. And that's, man, and that's what I was thinking too. I was like, bruh, I was like, I felt they little podcast, but I was like, this is gonna be way realer.
Yeah,
It's
because
like,
they was
way real.
PC about it, and
No,
like
no disrespect, no shade or
they was
nothing.
they was PC about it.
You
For
know,
me, from the clips I heard, they was very political correct, and like my lady even pointed out to him, like going through the thing with the Asian lady. Now you feeling like I need a black woman to come save. No, nigga, save yourself, my nigga. But at the same time, you should have been, where you should have been at all along. It's cool. He should have just said that. He should have just been like, I fucked up. I fucked up. I wanted to go try a little different flavor. I can't. You feel me? It didn't work out the way I thought it was gonna be.
it didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
So that is gonna be a wrap for today's chit chat. I
Thanks for
just
having
want
me on, love.
Oh yeah, you of course. I want to thank you for sure for stopping by and definitely supporting the podcast. And let the chit chatters know where they can find you and catch up. You feel me? With
Yeah, yeah. That's Car Karkar Noir at Instagram or you feel me? That's mainly we gonna find me at. Everywhere else I'm still working on. I got a podcast and still in construction. I would say that you feel me. I'm getting my hair right, getting my situation right. But yeah, it's coming soon though. So check it out, Car Noir.
for sure, definitely. Yeah, you already know. Let me know when I can make an appearance.
Easy call, easy call.
Exactly, pretty much easy call for sure. And again, y'all, I just want to reiterate that you feel me. I did want to do this episode to create a safe space for Black men because not a lot of them, feel like they have one. And as a Black woman, that concerns me. It really does. And
We also
not
got to speak up too. Black men got to speak up. So we got to step into the light and want to be in those spaces.
definitely got to put yourself in the spaces. You feel me, and put yourself kind of in that mindset too to attract them spaces. And I think that's kind of what you was talking about with creating that safe space within yourself. Because when you become that space, you'll start to, you feel me, attract what you are and what you want.
Yeah,
And also, not at all do I claim to like have a resolution or like answers to like all the topics that I bring to the podcast or to the table. But I do think it's important to bring up certain topics and make people aware, and so that maybe we can, you feel me, end up coming to a resolution like as a community and all
right,
on one accord. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Uh,
right, right.
so yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. You feel me?
Comment all that.
All that. You feel me? If you got experiences or
Hello.
resources you want to share, you feel me? Definitely drop that in the comments for the people. And as always, thank y'all for tuning in. And remember, the conversation never ends. So until next time, keep chatting.